servants of you, for this is not a piece I have written myself. One rather that is written by a dear friend of mine who has given me permission to perform this as a spoken word piece for the first time. So you will excuse me if I am a poor bard and must refer to notes. Many speak of Valhalla, that blessed hall where Odin takes his harp to the slain. What they don't speak of is its counterpart, Valhalla, where Freya takes her harp. If Valhalla will be the sword of Ragnarok, Valhalla will be the shield, and it is here the defenders of war train and make ready. Those that stood in the way of those who sought to harm the innocent, who took up arms to hold back aggressors and protect their homes, and died so that their people would be safe. But not everyone is made for warriors' halls. There are as many gods as there are halls, and of them both there may be as many as stars in the sky. And it would be fair to say that for each of those halls is for a different death and needs of the soul. For instance, fair Freya rules over Vingolf, the friendly house. Here are the warriors who tire from fighting, not ready to go back to training, just wish to rest. A child coming there, dark circles under his eyes, bones visible against the surface of his skin. Freya takes him and shows him to his room, and tells him without her consent or his, none, not even her, may enter there, and none may force him to give it. And for the first time in a long time he feels safe. The hall is full of fierce but gentle men and women. They remind him of the uncles and the aunts that knew something was wrong, but did not know how to do anything. Later a newcomer speaks too sharply to him, and in a moment they are surrounded by the aunts and uncles, speaking in urgent, low voices. Freya bustles him away. They spend time making honey candy. He tells her how he hopes to go to Folkvanger and wants to defend people when he's bigger, and look after those that need him. Freya smiles and lets him lick the spoon. Next day the newcomer apologises and promises to wait until the boy is ready to speak to him. The aunts and uncles promise to make sure that he stays true. Thor also receives children. One day a little girl comes to him. Without a moment's hesitation, he bundles her up and sets her down by the fire, bringing her a cup of goat's milk and honey. Thor reminds her of the brother who could not take her with him when he left. But he is here now, and everything is safe, and no one can ever hurt them again. Thor's men adore her and regale her with stories of their chief shenanigans, each retelling more wild and wild. She laughs herself almost sick. When she awakens in the morning, Thor's goats are snuggling up beside her. One night she calls Thor Dad. He smiles. Thor's band will keep her safe and teach her until she is ready to move on, or welcome them amongst her with her brother if she chooses to stay. Njordir keeps his hall night in Ship's Cove, where those of any burden are welcome. When they speak, Njordir listens, and the ocean and the seabirds listen. When they are ready, they walk into the sea, which washes away their burdens. Once they feel lighter, they float upwards and swim back to shore. Some must walk into the seas many times, but Njordir is as patient as the ocean that is his to rule, bears no malice to those that come to his halls to help. At night, those that reside there sleep in the boathouses. Inside the ships or cover themselves in sand with a beacon fire to walk, listening to the waves that carry away their life's burdens, further away and further away, to eventually be devoured by Jormungandr. There are many places for the sick. Sif's halls are particularly welcome to those. She places no explanation on them, but teaches them to grow things in the earth, and tells them stories of the lonely, frightening time when Loki stole her hair. She gives them all they need to be comfortable: clothes, headscarves, pillows and chairs, as they should need it. She tells them to be patient with themselves and others. Eventually they are happy to eat the food they have grown with their hands, and are taught to heal themselves and grow anew. Only when they ask and are shown they are ready does Sif return the mirrors she has kept of them for their own sakes. More than beautiful, they have finally found their comfort. Air takes the sick ones who want to give back to those who are also ill. Her halls of healing are light and welcome and do not smell of sickness and death. She teaches those that come to heal the birds and animals and the folk of Valhalla, who get a little enthusiastic with each other. In time, her chosen learn to tend their own sicknesses and close their own wounds, that which she cannot teach them, for they must learn it themselves. From their experiences they are able to help others, and so the circle of healing widens. Here, however, takes those who do not need healing, those who are ready to work with their minds and their bodies, those that are not quite the way others are. He helps them adjust as he can, showing them his own wounds and telling stories of Odin's trouble on the road with one eye. He recites the old rune poems as they work, teaching them the ways that the disabled were honoured of old. The guests of his halls are renewed, their worth reaffirmed, and ready to face what comes next. Loki no longer resides in his hall, but as Stygian attends to him as he writhes below, and Grodin looks over those that seek him. His spirit, however, still comes to care for those who would change shapes of the bodies they were trapped in. He teaches them to slough off the flesh they remember, that which was given cruelty and never really theirs. Shows them to take whatever form they feel is home. None will judge you for how you look here, he says. Choose a form that reflects that which is inside. He gives them time and space to become comfortable. He says their shining faces are the only light in the dark dungeons where his body resides. If they decide to move on to other halls, his monstrous children escort them. If they decide to stay, they are welcome and may pick a den that they choose. But sometimes, even in these halls, there are occasional mistakes. Odin spies a warrior in his hall who shies from fighting and seeks quiet corners every night when others come to eat and drink. Odin seeks him out and looks him in the eye. The warrior does not seek, but his eyes scream with pain and memories of his life. Odin nods. You don't belong here, soldier. He takes the man to Bifrost, where they find a score of others, looking out over the world and sharing mead in easy silence. Heimdall is amongst them and takes the soldier to join these others. There the god shows the world through his sight. He shows the soldier his wife and children, laughing and healing together, his squad mates remembering him, and the world getting better for the work he has done. Heimdall says, I have need of defenders and watchers. Who will see for me when I must turn my eyes away or visit my mothers? And who will help me lift the Jalahorn on the last day? There will be no war here until Ragnarok. Will you be ready to fight by then? The soldier's eyes clear and he nods. Yes, he says. The first words he has spoken since he died. I will. One day, Hela is surprised to receive Frigga as a visitor, who brings a strange and quiet girl with her. She says that even the soft hum of weaving and singing of her halls is too much for the child, and perhaps Helheim would be more suited to her. Hela carefully takes the girl's hand and asks what has happened to her. Haltingly, the girl tells of her life full of loud sounds, bright colours, and people always too close, never going away. One day she started screaming and couldn't stop. They put her in a place where she never saw her kin, and the doctors that were supposed to help hurt instead. And one day she was here. Hela frowns and says, Girl child, will you be happy here? The girl smiles, looking at the grey sky and buildings, and the people living echoes of their lives in orbit silence, and nods. You smell nice, like linen and clean bones. I like it here, it is quiet. And then there are those few who will not fit in a hall. Skadi receives a young woman who trembles and will not touch her and meet her eyes. The goddess checks her over with caring eyes and gentle hands, noting black eyes and bruises, broken bones and broken spirit. After a while she lifts the woman's head to meet her eyes, firmly but without violence. They regard each other in silence. It is the woman who finally speaks. Am I to be afraid forever? She asks, her voice cracking. Skadi laughs. It is not a pleasant laugh. Not once we are done, my student. Come. There is much to do, and many deserving of it done to them. For all who come to the halls of my gods, there is a place, one that they will be safe and given tools they need to make themselves anew. Valhalla does not need to be reshaped to fit them, or they reshaped to Valhalla. There are gods who will welcome them and halls to house them, no matter the forms they take or the burdens they bear. Here I speak the words of one known as Kitten, who walked with me as student and friend. Here I speak the words of Katie, journeywoman, who has walked the path and grown in art and wisdom. Here now I speak the words of Morag, journeywoman no longer, who I name now Scarlet.
Good job.